Hello, and welcome to our live stream that will help you improve your English, widen your vocabulary, and supercharge your listening skills.
Oh,
How do you like
wow,
that, Lynn?
Craig, I like that. That sounded very professional.
I've
You've
been
been thinking
practicing.
about that for weeks, haven't you? Because we haven't had the live stream. So,
I've been on holiday, which is why we
uh-huh,
haven't been here regularly. And while I was away, I thought, I'd dream up a different introduction. So there you are.
uh-huh, very good.
Now,
I
if this
liked
is
it. I liked it.
Oh, okay. I will use it next time. If this is your first time watching, you're very, very welcome. My name's Craig from mansioninglaise.com. Let me show you that website if I can find it. Here we are. And if you're a Spanish speaker, then you'll find that very useful for improving your Spanish. Lots of courses, exercises, and material there to improve your English. We also have a podcast. You'll find that at inglesepodcast.com. It's weekly, and it will also help you improve all aspects of your English. And if you need speaking practice, why did my voice go very high there? If you need speaking practice, you can go to englishcraig.com, because in July there are going to be conversation courses for the month of July. So if you need fluency practice, if you want to speak English with me and a group of lovely students, go and have a look at the website englishcraig.com and you'll see details there. And with me today, my friend from the other side of the city here in Valencia, Lynn. Good to see you, Lynn. Welcome.
Hi, Craig. And hello, everyone. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lynn, and my business is called putitlikethis.com. I'm an online English teacher, and I specialize in making tailor-made courses to help you try to find your own voice in English, to say the kind of things that you need to do in English. So if you go to my website, putitlikethis.com, you can find out different types of courses that I offer, but usually I make the course for the student. So you can take a look, and if you're interested, you can contact me over the website.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now, if you're watching live, we are streaming to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Please say hello. Let us know where you're from. We would love you to comment in the chat as we go through today's live stream. And if you're watching the replay, just know that you can join us live. We'll be back again in 2 weeks at the same time. So if you're watching the replay, join us live next time. What's the topic today, Lynn?
Well, we picked the topic today because we thought this is kind of useful for everyone, right? So we thought we would talk about clothes and the vocabulary of clothes, but we'll also talk a little bit about identity and what impact clothes has on our identities. And the reason I thought this might be a useful topic, because if any of you are doing any exams in English, it's often a topic that's used in speaking exams in English, probably because it's something that everybody can talk about. So you often find that that's one of the topics. So if you are preparing for exams, then hopefully this class will be useful for you to have the right vocabulary to use when you're talking about clothes and identity.
And we're in exam season, aren't we? You just said
Oh, we're
before
in
we went
exam
live that
season.
you're busy with exams. So if you're
Yeah.
watching, maybe you're about to take one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also an examiner as well as being an online English teacher. I'm a speaking examiner, and this is really a very busy time. So I'm doing hundreds and hundreds of speaking exams right now. And we have Priscilla joining us. Hi, Priscilla.
Hi,
Nice to hear
Priscilla.
from you.
Priscilla joining us today from Madrid. It's good to see
Lovely.
you.
Good to see
I
you.
hope everything's okay, Priscilla, and that you're feeling good. Okay, let's start with the first question. Clothes and identity. Now, before we look at the pronunciation of clothes, let's ask you a question that you can answer in the chat and get writing. What kind of clothes do you feel most comfortable in? Notice the pronunciation also of comfortable. 3 syllables. The first one is stressed. Comfortable. Write them in the chat. What clothes do you like? And practice some vocabulary with us. What clothes
Yeah.
do you like wearing?
And ones you like to feel most comfortable in. And while you're doing that, we'll talk about the pronunciation of clothes, because it's a very nasty word, because it has that TH and then it has that ES, which isn't pronounced clothes, it's clothes. So there's a lot of consonants there. So the thing is, you have to, and the O is often a problem as well, because some people want to say cloth, but it's not cloth. Cloth is a piece of material that you clean with. That's a cloth. Now, this word is the long O, like in telephone O. So
Go.
like go as well,
No.
and then you have to put the th, clothes, put your tongue between your teeth, clothes, and then you have to make a z sound, clothes. So try that. It's a bit tricky. So clothes. So it's a th. So the tongue, notice how the tongue goes between my teeth to make that sound. Th. And then I'm vibrating. I keep vibrating and I'm putting like a Z. Clothes. And it should vibrate here. Clothes.
Can
So
I add something? Can I add something to
please,
that?
please.
Now that is the correct way to pronounce it, and I suggest you practice that. What I think the difficulty is when you're making the th sound, you have to put your tongue between your teeth. Your tongue goes out and goes in again, and that's quite tricky, as Lynn said, with that consonant after it. Where I'm from, in the south of England, some people, including me, who are very lazy, we don't make that th sound. We make a v sound. So I
Clothes.
say clothes.
Do you really?
I,
Oh, of
I say
course, that's a southern
Yep.
accent. Yeah, that's right.
Go
Clothes.
on, put your clothes on.
Put your clothes on.
Put your
That's
clothes on, or take your
interesting.
clothes off. But it's an interesting, but it's an easier way to say it. Although I think the better pronunciation is the way that Lynn demonstrated.
There is actually another pronunciation of it as well, because it's the problem. You see, even English people don't like this th in the middle, because it requires more work. So it's okay if you're emphasizing the word, then you can pronounce it beautifully, because stressed words, the words that are important, we always pronounce very well. So we say, what clothes do you like? Then we'll say it properly. But if you're speaking quite quickly and the word is not so important, what I know a lot of people do is they ignore the th and they just say the z. So they say close.
Like to close the door.
And it sounds exactly the same as to close the door.
But the
What
context
clothes
makes
do
it
you
clear
wear? What
if you're
clothes do you
wearing it.
wear? Exactly. So when it's spoken very quickly, sometimes the th does disappear. I don't make a v like you do, clothes, but I would say clothes if I was speaking very quickly. The clothes you
Yeah.
wear are
The
okay.
most important thing, as Lynn said at the beginning, don't add that extra syllable. That's bad. So
Yes.
no
Don't say
clothes.
clothes.
No.
Clothes. No. Clothes.
Michela has joined us from Italy. Buonasera in Italy.
Hi,
Nice to have you
Michela.
here. And she likes comfortable clothes that suit her, regardless of what is fashionable or trendy. There's an E in trendy. Trendy.
Trendy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, but what I want to know from Michaela and Priscilla, if you can, is what particular things do you feel most comfortable in? For example, in the summer, I love wearing dresses. I wear dresses. I find dresses are the most comfortable thing to wear in the summer. I hate wearing trousers in the summer. Because they're too tight and I
Too
get too hot.
restricting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Priscilla
I love dresses in the summer.
Priscilla usually feels comfortable wearing a pair of jeans and a cotton shirt that suits her well. I like that use of to suit. It
But
suits me.
Priscilla, yeah, that's nice. And Priscilla, but you're from Madrid, and I know that in Madrid at the moment it's really hot. Do you really still wear jeans in the summer?
Maybe in the air
Because
conditioning.
Yeah, because I put my jeans away in Valencia usually in about April. I can't stand wearing jeans from April onwards. And then they come out of my cupboard again in October. In England, I loved wearing jeans and a
Mm,
shirt, because the temperatures were cooler. But in Spain, I find there's months where I can't wear a pair of jeans.
yeah, it's too warm, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's too
Yeah.
warm.
Okay, shall we look at some vocabulary then? What do you wear on the bottom, on the
Yeah, we
bottom
decided for the
half?
vocabulary, we thought we'll divide our bodies up.
So bottom, we're going to do bottom, top, and feet.
That's right. So on the bottom, shall I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trousers. And remember, trousers are non-countable in a sense. So that although there's an S on them, trousers, we can't say a trousers, we say trousers. And if you want to count, you have to say a pair of trousers. A pair of trousers. So you might have 5 pairs of trousers. And you are wearing trousers. You don't have to say a pair of trousers. It's obvious that you're wearing a pair. So you just say, I'm wearing trousers. And in American English, they don't say trousers, do they? They say
No,
pants.
they say pants, which is really confusing because pants, and we'll come on to this later, but pants in British English are worn under your
Trousers.
jeans or trousers. So
Hopefully.
it's, yeah, hopefully not on top, but under. So pants are underwear in the
That's right.
UK, but trousers in American English. So be careful of that word. It could be a false friend.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of people feel comfortable in tracksuit bottoms. Sometimes we call those tracky bottoms. And tracksuit bottoms are sort of those ones with an elasticated waist, and they're not tight, are they? You can also say tracksuit bottoms is British English, maybe more, and sweatpants is American English, means the same. So from a tracksuit, from this sport kind of clothes. A skirt, if you well, I was going to say if you're a woman, but of course now men can wear skirts too, can't they? So there are men that wear skirts.
Are there?
Yeah, it's
In Scotland?
heterosexual dressing. In Scotland, men wear skirts, and
Or
in some,
kilts?
yeah, kilts. But skirts is traditionally, I would say, for women to wear, and shorts. Both people can wear shorts, can't they? Men and women. Right,
Yep.
now we're getting some vocabulary from you. So
Ali, hello. I like to wear comfortable clothes and cotton
yeah, me
clothes.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
But Michaela has got some lovely vocab there as well. Can you see? She likes leggings. Now, we didn't have leggings. So
No.
leggings are those very tight, elastic trousers. But they are very tight, so they hug your leg. A lot of joggers wear leggings, don't they? Or sports people doing aerobics and things. But a lot of people like wearing them anyway with tops, leggings and T-shirts. In northern Italy, summer has just started, so now I'm wearing shorts, so not leggings, because leggings can also be quite hot, I think, in the
Yeah.
summer,
Yeah.
especially if they're those lycra, made of lycra. They get a bit sweaty. And a short sleeve T-shirt. Good. Now, you said short sleeves T-shirt. That's not quite correct. You need a D because it's an adjective. A short sleeved with a D T-shirt. That's because you're using it to describe T-shirt. But if you say, I like wearing short sleeves, that's okay because this is your sleeve. So if you don't have another noun afterwards, then you can say, I like wearing short sleeves, or I prefer wearing long sleeves. But if you're going to put a noun afterwards, then you need the D because it's an adjective. Great.
Francisco is with us. Hi, Francisco. Good to see you here. So it's not that hot in Madrid. What do you
Oh,
like wearing?
okay.
What do you like wearing then when it's not too hot? Put some vocabulary of clothes in the chat as well. Priscilla
Yeah.
says that it depends on the season. Yeah, that makes sense. And Dolores says from LinkedIn, I prefer dresses in the summer and jeans in the winter. Normally, I feel more comfortable with sport clothes. Okay.
All right. So that's on the bottom. I don't think leggings we hadn't put there. Michaela helped us with the word leggings.
Yep.
And I don't think there's anything else on the bottom, is there, that we wear?
No, shall we go to the top?
Yeah, let's go to the top.
Let's go to the top. So on the top, we've got a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt here. It has buttons. A name for a shirt that ladies wear is a blouse. Be
So
careful
I've
of
got a
that
blouse on.
pronunciation. Lynn's wearing a lovely, colourful, flowery blouse. It's the ow sound, like now or cow or wow. And a tie is something I hated wearing when I worked in an office in the UK. I had to wear a suit and tie, and I hated it. I felt like I was being strangled all
Yeah.
day by the tie. It was a horrible thing to wear.
But you know what? I bet, because I think a lot of men don't realize this, but the problem that you were feeling strangled was probably because your collar of your shirt was too tight.
No, because I used to
Because
leave
you can get different widths of
I know,
different
but
necks of
I
shirts.
never used to do up. Notice that phrasal verb, to do up a button. I never used to do up the top button because I just used to take the tie and close the tie to close the shirt.
But you see, that's why it wasn't comfortable. If you have a proper fitted shirt, then your shirt is a little bit loose and the tie just sits on top.
I'm not convinced. Does your husband wear a tie for work?
He used to, and I like men in ties, actually. I like men in suits
That's
and
because
ties.
you don't have to wear. That's because you don't have to wear them. They're horrible.
Well, when I was at school, I had a school uniform and we had
With a
to wear
tie?
a tie. Yeah, the girls wore a tie as well.
Okay.
So I used to like my tie. But it is true, there's nothing more uncomfortable if you have to do the button up and your shirt is not the right size. That's very uncomfortable.
Maybe that was my problem. But come on, guys, what do you think? Is anyone watching who has to wear a tie? I know in Spain it's not common, but if you work in an office, maybe you have to wear a tie. It's horrible. T-shirts, you probably know, and as Lynn described earlier on, you can have a long-sleeved shirt or jumper or short-sleeved. And then if it has no sleeves, it's obviously sleeveless, which is another adjective. Now, I don't know. I've never heard of a spaghetti top. I'm guessing it's something you wear on the top of your body that has half of your lunch of spaghetti bolognese on it because you've missed your mouth and it's full of spaghetti. Is that what it is?
No, a spaghetti top, it's usually girls wear these, and they are T-shirts, but they don't have short sleeves. And they don't really have anything here. All they have is one string that like goes from the front to the back. So it's a T-shirt with a very, very narrow strap to keep it up. And that's called a spaghetti top.
I've learned something today.
Yeah. And a sleeveless shirt maybe has the shoulders are covered and this is covered and the back is covered. It goes up to the neck. That's like a sleeveless shirt. But one that hasn't got anything here and anything there, and it's just held up by a tiny little piece of spaghetti, a strap, then it's called a spaghetti top. The ladies know spaghetti tops, I'm sure.
Great if you get hungry during the day. Francisco said shorts and T-shirts. They're very comfortable in the summer, of course. And for work, cotton trousers, again, very cool. And a polo.
Yeah.
Is that word correct? Well, there are two ways you can use polo to describe clothes in English. One is a polo shirt, which tends to be a designer shirt with a Lacoste or something like that. And it has a collar. This is your collar. One or two buttons.
But it doesn't button all the way down. You have to put it over your head.
Exactly. You put it on your head.
That's a polo shirt.
That's a polo shirt. Now, a polo neck sweater is a sweater or a jumper to wear in the winter that has a very tight collar and it's very high. And if
you
you
roll it
remember
over.
Steve Jobs, when he used to give presentations for Apple before he died, he wore black polo neck sweaters all the time. Do you know why,
Yeah.
Lynn? Do you know why he
No,
always
I
wore
don't
that?
know why. Why is that?
Because he suffered from, as all of us suffer from, decision fatigue, which is if you have to make a lot of decisions during the day, you're looking surprised. Eventually, your
You're telling me
brain.
a fib now. No,
No, this
go
is
on.
true. I swear this is true. The people watching will back me up. You'll support me. If you need to make a lot of decisions, especially if you're an important businessman like Steve Jobs was, towards the end of the day or in the afternoon, you get tired. You get this, like you can't think, you can't decide. So to reduce the number of decisions he had to make, he always wore jeans and a black polo neck. There was no decisions. What am I going to wear today?
That's a load of rubbish.
My hand on my heart, that is true. It's in his biography.
Seriously, but that makes no sense to me because
You've never heard of decision fatigue?
No, but when you get dressed in the morning,
You just have to think what to wear.
Well, you're fresh for a decision then. I mean,
So
I
that's
can
one
understand
less decision that you need to
you
make.
need to make. I think that's. Can I say a load of bollocks? Can I say that?
Yeah, it's only between us though, as long as nobody's listening. Hello, Ignacio. Good to see you here. Don't worry about being late. You have missed absolutely nothing. We're talking about clothes.
Craig's talking nonsense.
I'm talking bollocks. And Ali says that he's from Baghdad.
Okay.
Thank you.
Baghdad, thank you.
What do you wear in Baghdad, Ali? Do you have particular clothes for this time of year? Is it very hot in Baghdad? What are you wearing in Baghdad?
I'm actually aware. Maybe Ali can help us because I don't a tunic. We haven't put that on the top.
Put it in the chat.
Because I know that in the Middle East and Asia, sometimes men wear like and it's called a tunic, isn't it? That's what we would call it. So TUNIC. Craig's put it in because it's like a loose, long-sleeved, long shirt, t-shirt, but it's not made of t-shirt material. And it's not a dress, but it is quite long, isn't it? And it goes over trousers. And we call that word we call a tunic. It's not something that I've ever worn really, but it is a piece of clothing that's very common actually, isn't it?
And I think it's quite fresh.
In Asia.
And
it keeps you very cool. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know if you wear them in Baghdad, whether you wear them, but I know that that is a very common piece of clothing, isn't it, in the Middle East? Maybe you can tell us if it has another name. But I think that's what we would call it.
Yeah.
In Arabic, it's called a dish dashe. A dish. Oh, am I pronouncing that right? Dish dashe. Or dish dashe.
Dish dashe.
Dish dashe.
Dish dashe. Okay.
Oh, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. That's great. I'm glad that you told me. Thank you.
But
in English.
In English,
we'd call that a tunic. A tunic.
Dish dashe. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mentioned suit before. When you go to work, the jacket and the trousers, same color, same design. They match. That's the suit. And ladies wear dresses that are all in one. Like a dish dashe is all in one. Another thing you can wear, especially if you're a mechanic, for example.
No, actually, Craig, I'm going to go back. You're talking a load of rubbish again. An all-in-one.
Nothing's changed, has it?
Is not like a dish dashe, because a dish dashe, the tunic is worn with trousers. That's two pieces.
Okay.
Now, an all-in-one, believe me, trust me, I'm a teacher. An all-in-one is trousers and the top. That is one entire piece of clothing, right? So you have to actually step in the legs first, then put your arms in, and then you button it up or zip it up. and it's one continual piece of clothing. Now, sometimes that's called a jumpsuit. For example, the prisoners in America, they wear jumpsuits. It's like one continuous
Pilots,
orange suit. Pilots wear jumpsuits
mechanics.
too, mechanics. And sometimes it's also called an all-in-one. And I know that, and they are horribly uncomfortable all-in-ones because a lot of women wear them. It became quite fashionable to wear all-in-ones, but they are terrible if you want to go to the bathroom because you have to get completely undressed.
Of course, yeah.
So they're not very practical all-in-ones, but they look nice. They do look nice. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a onesie is?
Yes, a onesie is an all-in-one that you wear around the house.
Yes. Babies wear them, don't they?
Babies wear them, and then there was a fashion where a lot of adults wear them. They sell them in Primark, and then some of them have little hoods on them with animal figures. Now, they are comfortable when you are in bed or on the sofa because you feel really warm and you haven't got anything tight. So they are very comfortable.
Cozy.
But they're not comfortable when you go to the bathroom because you have to, again, zip them completely off.
Yeah, absolutely. And tracksuit is like a suit, but for sports or leisure. So it's matching, same top, same trousers, same bottoms, but very comfortable tracksuits. I like wearing tracksuits. They're very comfortable.
Yeah. I like tracksuit bottoms. I'm not very happy with tracksuit jackets. I like tracksuit bottoms around the house.
Ignacio says he was exhausted after wearing a suit and tie. When he finishes a daily routine, he looks for his sport fresh trousers and t-shirt and there's a P missing, flip-flops. Flip-flops is an interesting word. They are shoes that you wear to the beach, but they don't have a top. So you have the bottom of the shoe and you have a space for between your toes. And the reason they're called flip-flops is because when you walk, they make that flip-flop sound when the bottom touches your foot, and you wear them on the beach.
In America, it's not in America. Do you know what they're called in New Zealand? They're not called flip-flops in New Zealand.
I think I'll know when you tell me. Go on, what is it?
Jangles, they're called.
Jangles. That's similar to the Spanish word, chanclas.
Yeah, jangles.
Jangles. Okay, let's move on to... what are we moving on to?
Well,
now?
we've done the bottom feet. We haven't done what's on your feet yet, have we?
We haven't.
Have we
done
got what's on your
feet?
feet?
Well,
What do you wear on your feet?
Let's ask people, what do we wear on our feet? Now, we've already got flip-flops, thanks to Ignacio. What other shoes or types of shoes can you think of, or anything that we would wear on our feet? Write in the chat, and we'll see what words you can come up with or think of. What do we wear on our feet?
Yeah.
How many pairs of shoes have you got, Lynn, do you think?
You think I'm going to be one of those women with lots of pairs of shoes?
I'm not judging. I'm having no preconceptions. It's just a simple
I don't
question.
actually. I have to look after my feet because I take very good care of my feet. So I don't wear, and I don't have a lot of pair of shoes. I tend to wear like one or two pairs of shoes, and then I change them, like, you know, when they wear out.
Yeah.
But I don't change my shoes. Like, I wear the same pair of shoes in the winter. In the summer, I wear the same pair of sandals. I'm giving all the words away because people are putting the words in now. Come on. Ignacio says, in the summer, we wear
sandals.
Sandals, that's right.
Or flip-flops if you go to the beach. Training, it'll be ING, Ignacio, so training shoes.
Except Ignacio is right, but you're not right. You're right and you're wrong, Ignacio, because we can say trainers, but you can't say shoes with it. So you could say, I'm going to buy some trainers, or I like to wear trainers. And trainers is short for training shoes. So if you're going to use the word shoes, you have to say training shoes. But if you just want to use one word, you can say trainers.
I'm not sure what paddle shoes are. I know paddle is a game that's popular in Spain. Maybe shoes to play paddle in. They would be sports shoes or trainers, probably.
Trainers, I think.
What does Ali say? Ali says tracksuits in Iraq, we call it the same. It has two pieces, t-shirt and a pajama. Well, a pajama you only wear in bed.
Yeah.
Pajamas are worn in bed.
I think what you mean to say is bottoms. It has two pieces, t-shirt and bottoms. And they call it a tracksuit. You can say bottoms.
Sneakers, Priscilla, are training shoes, but more common in American English.
Yeah.
So an American speaker will probably say sneakers, and we would say training shoes. But yeah, they're the same.
I also have the impression, Priscilla, I'm not 100% certain. I might be exaggerating. I don't know. But I have the feeling that trainers are really sports shoes like Adidas and Nike. And sneakers they look like sports shoes, but people wear them. They're like casual shoes. People wear them for walking around the city or whatever. Yeah. And they can also be from Nike and Adidas, because I think they market both things really. But sneakers for me is like a casual sports shoe, but probably you're not doing sports. Maybe you're just going to the supermarket.
Yeah, I agree
or
with that.
Or you wear them with jeans, yeah. Whereas trainers are more because you're going to do sport.
I agree with that. I also think the name of these sports shoes are usually identified by the sport you're doing. So if you're a runner, you'd buy running shoes. If you play tennis, you'd buy tennis shoes.
Or paddle shoes.
Or paddle shoes or squash shoes. Football is an exception because we say football boots. So we use boots with football.
That's right.
I'm pleased that Michaela has given us the word slippers, that are shoes worn in the house. Your house slippers. And Ignacio has put high heels or high-heeled shoes. Remember
which
Lynne
Michaela
said
has
earlier?
put.
Yeah.
If you can get Michaela just above Ignacio.
Oh, yeah. High-heeled shoes. Well done,
Michaela. Okay, so Michaela's used the right adjective. High-heeled shoes. It's like short-sleeved blouse. So you see with the adjective we put ed. And Ignacio with high heels, I think it's just a typo, but there's no T on high. You're getting mixed up with the noun height. But here you need high heels. Which it's right. You can say high-heeled shoes or high heels. I hate wearing high heels.
Dolores wears flats or flat shoes. Be careful of the spelling, Dolores. It's SHOE shoe. SHOES. Because you've written show like a West End Broadway show.
Sometimes flat shoes sometimes are called pumps. Have you flashed up our
just one second while I put that word in the chat. Pumps.
I think it's in the list of words that I gave you, but I don't know if you've put them up. Yeah, but I don't think you haven't flashed up our shoes.
Oh, it is.
Yet.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Although you've got to be careful with that because pumps in American English are high-heeled shoes.
Are they?
Yep.
I thought they were flat.
Maybe in British English, but not in American English.
Okay.
Pumps are high heels. Yeah, high-heeled shoes.
Okay.
Sandals, we've had flip-flops, we've had trainers, slippers and boots. Everything. You've thought of everything. Well done. That's fantastic. Socks, you obviously wear under the shoes.
Under the shoes. Socks and tights are the how can you describe tights? We need pictures really, don't we? Tights are women usually wear them under skirts or dresses, and they're not as thick as socks. And they're actually like a pair of trousers, really, because they have two legs in them and they have a panty. Some people call them pantyhose. I think in American English it's called pantyhose. But in British English, we just say tights. They're very fine. It looks like you haven't got anything on your legs unless they're coloured. And they're tights.
I was trying to show a picture, but you've described it so well, I don't think it's necessary. I think in American English, tights are pantyhose.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I think so.
Pantyhose.
Yes. Oh, Francisco, I agree with you there. Can you flash at that? Please never wear socks with flip-flops. I agree. Horrible indeed.
I'm
And
wearing
please
socks with
also,
flip-flops. Look.
you are not, are you? Oh, you are. Craig.
I'm sorry, I'm English.
Oh my goodness.
What can I
That's
tell you?
terrible. He's
I know.
wearing socks with flip-flops.
Because
I
my
also
feet get cold.
Really? I also don't like people who wear socks with sandals.
That's very English. That's very
Yeah,
English.
it's very English, especially for men. They wear white socks, like knee-length socks that go up to their knees, and they have sandals. German men do that too.
Yeah.
Not cool. I like the if you're wearing sandals or flip-flops, you shouldn't have any socks on, I think.
I agree. So on that idea, what judgments do we make about people when we see how they dress, Lynn? Any stereotypical judgments you can think of?
Yes, I always stereotypically judge
He's
men
German.
who
He's German.
wear white socks with sandals. And if it was white socks with sandals, I would say you were German, Craig. But because you're wearing, were they green or brown socks?
Brown socks
with flip-flops.
Flip-flops.
That definitely makes you English, but it doesn't make you stylish. So I'm afraid I have a bit of a judgment there. I think you're not very stylish. On the bottom. On the top, I like your shirt. I think your shirt's quite stylish.
Thank
but
you.
I don't like the bottom.
I didn't plan on showing you my socks today.
Yeah,
Priscilla agrees with you, Lynn. So
well, I don't know.
good.
You don't know. She might agree with you. She's not saying.
And Ignacio says, sometimes we use a special shoe in order to go in and out of a rocky land on the beach.
Ah, yes, I know what you mean.
I don't.
Yeah,
like
I think they're called, there is a special word for those because I've got them in my cupboard. They're called,
I have no idea.
Oh, Ignacio, it's on the tip of my tongue. And they're called, cangrejas.
Cangrejas?
Yeah.
In Spanish?
I don't know, Nacho. Ignacio. I'll maybe have a little, maybe I can have a little browse here.
You have a look and I'll
try and look that up if you can continue.
And I'll have a look at some other, let's look at some other vocabulary. We've got a jacket that you wear on top of your clothes, a coat in the winter, a cardigan is also in the winter. It's usually made of wool or some warm material. But the difference between a jumper and pullover and a cardigan is that the cardigan has buttons, so you can open a cardigan. And sometimes it has a zip, so you can open it. So a cardigan is a jumper or a pullover or a sweater that you can open. And all of those words are similes. So a jumper, pullover, synonyms, sorry. A jumper, a pullover, a sweater are very, very similar. And a sweatshirt is also worn in the winter. They're quite warm. They have long sleeves and you often wear them for sports. Moving on to underwear, the clothes you wear under your clothes. So remember, pants was American English for trousers, but in the UK, pants you wear under your trousers or your jeans. And in the US, they're called shorts. So pants for underwear in the US, shorts, another confusion. Mm-hmm. Knickers are the same as pants and shorts, but they are for women, for females. And underwear is sometimes shortened to undies. If you hear the word undies, I'm going to buy some undies, I'm going to buy some underwear.
And undies is unisex, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
so it can mean for men or women undies. That's great. Bras are what women wear for their chest, and vests are. It's like a little T-shirt that you wear underneath another T-shirt or a shirt to keep you warm.
Do you think they're cool, like or not cool, like sandals and socks, vests?
Oh,
Because some
I
people,
like a vest in the
you like a
winter. Keeps you
vest.
warm. The
Hmm.
point is, do you show your vest? There are
Like
some
Freddie Mercury.
there are some things, exactly. Freddie Mercury went around with his vest on. There are some things that are not for public display, like your socks and sandals under your table, you
Yeah,
see.
sorry about that.
I did find the cangrejos, I think.
What's the word?
I was going to say rock shoes, but I've looked on the internet and the only thing I can find is water shoes. They call them water shoes. I thought there was another name, but maybe there isn't. So sorry about that.
Okay, I'll put that in the chat. Yeah, Francisco agrees that a vest is necessary in winter time. And Michaela has given us another word, hoodie. I would spell it Hoodie. Would you,
Yeah,
Lynn?
me too.
Yeah,
Hoodie.
a hoodie, which
I
is a sweatshirt but with a hood, which is something that goes over your head. Some coats have a hood, and a hoodie is a casual sweatshirt that's often worn for sports.
maybe because we're talking about winter things, maybe you want to flash up what we wear to keep us warm, and then we've done most of the vocabulary, I think.
Well, we've got accessories. Let me
Oh, we've still got
find.
accessories. Have you got what we wear to keep us warm?
Yes, here it is.
There we go. Because we didn't put hoodie on there.
We've done this though. I
Have
just
we done
looked.
that? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. I
just
was
did it.
probably looking in the dictionary. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Let's go to
Accessories then.
accessories. Belts so that your trousers don't fall down. That could be very embarrassing. So you wear the belt around your waist. Not so common these days, but back in the day, my dad or granddad, my grandfather might have worn braces, which also keep up your trousers, but from there are straps that go around your body and they attach to your trousers and hold up your trousers like a belt, but over here.
Scarf. And then the plural is with VES. So you get rid of the F and you have VES, scarf or scarves. And they can keep you warm, but sometimes people wear scarves. It's like all of these accessories. It's sort of is to make a statement a little bit
A
sometimes. So
fashion statement.
it's a
Yeah.
fashion statement, isn't it? So it's the same with braces. I mean, you do see braces now, but usually they're worn with a particular, it's to express something
Design.
in
Yeah.
fashion. And scarves are very versatile. They can keep you warm, but they can be a fashion item. Gloves are for your hands, of course. And then, Craig,
We've got
for your head.
hats, and a cap is a type of hat worn on your head. A beanie is also a cover for your head, but it's worn in the winter. It's usually made of wool or a warm material, and it goes
And I
over your
think
head.
a cap, the difference, a hat is a big thing. So it's got like, it covers your head and it might have what we call a brim, which is like a rim that goes around to keep the sun off your face. Yeah. So that's that's a proper hat. But then a cap is tight on the back of your head, but at the front of your head, it has a brim, this thing that puts a little bit of shade on your head. That's a cap, isn't it? And then
Used to play baseball.
a beanie doesn't have any brim at all. A beanie is just like a sock, isn't it, really? And it goes on your head like that. That's a beanie. Do you like hats, Craig? Do you like wearing hats?
Not especially, but baseball caps are useful to keep the sun out of your eyes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wear a baseball cap, and if I'm walking around Valencia in June, July for a long time, or August especially, I'll wear a hat to keep the sun off my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Moving on to bags, that's another item, another accessory.
Mm-hmm.
So handbags are what women carry.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want the American English word, it's a purse, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
another confusion because in British English, a purse is only for your money and credit cards. It's small.
Mm-hmm.
But the American use of purse is bigger. It's a handbag. So in British English, ladies put their purse in their handbag.
Mm-hmm.
And a shoulder bag. This is your shoulder. So you wear a bag on your shoulder. It has straps
Mm-hmm.
and you can put it on your shoulder.
And a lot of men wear shoulder bags now, don't
Yeah.
they? And I think in Spain and France, men often had bags for many years. But in Britain now, it's becoming more popular as well for men to carry a bag. Uh-huh.
It got popular with mobile phones, I think, because we're
Yeah, because
okay
what do you
with
do with them? Uh-huh.
wallets and keys. Men could put those in their jeans, but when these mobile phones got bigger, where can you put your mobile phone? It doesn't. So you need a man bag. You need a bag with a shoulder bag with a strap.
Yeah. And then there are these new bags that are called shoppers. These are these very big bags, which essentially are fashion items, really. It's not that you're going to use them to put your bread and your milk in them, but there are very, very big bags that women carry. And then, very difficult to say this word, isn't it, Craig? Do you want to
Jewelry,
try?
jewelry, jewelry. I reckon that's 3 syllables, and the first syllable will be stressed. Actually, it probably starts that side, doesn't it? Is that
Yeah.
look right on that side? So jewelry, that one is stressed. Jewelry,
Jewelry. But you've just made 4 syllables. You do realise that, don't you?
jewelry,
Oh, jewellery.
jewelry,
Sorry, yeah.
jewelry.
Some
Yeah.
people I say jewelry.
Oh, really? 2
Yeah,
syllables.
2
Okay.
syllables. So take your pick, whatever you
Okay.
feel like. It's a horrible word to spell, though. Nobody can ever spell it. Even even British people can't spell it.
Do
Yeah.
you I never see you wear a lot of jewelry. You've got a
Oh,
nice
I
necklace on,
do.
but do you like
I
jewelry?
Yes, I do. Look, I wear rings, I wear my watch. I usually have a bracelet, and today I forgot because I take it off when I'm cooking. And I wear necklace and I wear earrings, but you can't
Oh,
see
okay.
because I've got my
I've
thing.
got
I
these.
do
Yeah.
I do wear a lot of jewelry. That's the accessory that I wear the most, I think.
Okay. Guillermo has an interesting word, fanny pack, which is
Oh,
in
yes, that's a
American
good one.
English, and that is a small bag that you wear around your waist, and it's also very handy, very useful for your mobile phone, your keys, your money, your wallet, especially when you're traveling. And fanny pack in American English, what's the British English word for it?
Bum bag.
Bum bag. Shall I put that
Can
in
you
the
write that?
chat?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
bum bag.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bum bag.
The bum bag. And that's because in British English, bum is the part of your body, which is your bottom. But in American English, they say the word fanny. Bag is a word for a bag, and a pack. You might know the word backpack, which is like a rucksack. Rucksack, backpack. So fanny pack is like another word for bag, and that's where that one comes from. So yeah, a fanny pack or a bum bag. They're very useful, actually. Not so fashionable though for me. Don't like them.
I always take bum bags with me on holiday because you
Do you?
keep your
Yeah, they are.
valuables
Yeah, and you've got them
close
round,
to
and
you.
nobody can grab it off you. Yeah, that's very good.
So yeah, Ignacio, purses for ladies, and the men carry a wallet. WALLET. So money in your wallet if you're a man, and money in a purse if you're a woman. And Dolores, what does Dolores say? When we talk about the short coat in Spain, we say chaquetón. Is there a specific name for this piece? Now, I would say this item of clothing or this garment.
Yes, Dolores, that's important because we didn't mention that at the beginning. Remember when I said clothes is like non-countable, and so you have to say a piece of clothing. Or you can say an item of clothing, or there's the word garment. But you can't say cloth, because remember, Dolores, the cloth is the little piece of material that you clean the house with. That's a cloth.
That's a cloth.
That's a cloth.
Now,
Okay.
where were
So,
we?
but the jacketon, how would we say the jacketon? I would
Jacketon.
say a 3/4 coat. I don't know if it's not a nice word. I like the Spanish word jacketon better. But 3/4 is a fraction, obviously. It's not half, but it's a 3/4 coat. It's a coat that comes
Three-quarter length, maybe.
three-quarter length coat. 3/4 length coat.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, we don't have a nice word for it like
We
you
don't
do
have
in
a nice
Spanish,
word for
Dolores.
that. No,
Sorry.
no.
Maybe we should steal the Spanish word.
And I think earlier I saw in the chat that Francesco asked, was it Francisco? Or he said, is the watch jewelry? He said, the watch is jewelry.
These days, I would say
Yeah,
yes. It didn't used to be. It used to be very, very practical and very useful before we had the time on our mobile phones. Because if you needed to catch a train or a plane, you needed a watch to know the time.
Yeah.
These days, I think it's converted and changed to an item of jewelry. Do you agree?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. And can you just put in the chat again, Craig, how to spell jewelry? Yeah, there it is. Because can you see? I mean, everybody gets it wrong. So don't take any notice that we're correcting you, because even English people find it very difficult to spell this. Jew, jewelry. Okay, so you have to remember that, because it's a horrible word to spell, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so we move to a question, and then maybe we could. Oh, that's interesting. Let's look at some adjectives to describe how we dress.
Oh, more vocabulary then. No discussion in this one.
Oh, okay. We'll go to a discussion. We'll go to a discussion.
We can do vocabulary. What would you like? Would you like more vocabulary, guys, or would you like a little bit of a discussion to hear us chat?
Yeah, you tell us what you want. I think there's some useful words in this.
But there are useful words, so.
Yeah, let's go straight to the adjectives. So,
all right, then.
If you dress in a smart way, then you are not shabby. Shabby is the opposite. So shabby is usually negative, and smart is usually positive. For example,
come on, describe more.
My brain's overheating today.
I can see.
So if you go for a job interview, then you're not going to wear your old dirty jeans and your flip-flops, are you, Ignacio? You're going to wear a nice, clean, smart pair of trousers, a smart
suit and
shirt,
a tie.
Maybe a suit and a tie, but it's something that looks good, that gives a good impression. On the other hand, shabby clothes, you don't really care. Maybe they're old. Maybe there's a small hole in the t-shirt and it's shabby. It's not new, it's old, and it doesn't look good, but it might be comfortable.
What do you prefer, Craig, wearing?
Shabby,
do you prefer,
shabby.
You like shabby clothes?
I'm definitely a shabby person, no question about it. But sometimes I do dress up. There's a phrasal verb for you. If you dress up, then you wear smart clothes. Maybe it's a special occasion. It could be a wedding. You're going to a nice restaurant. You're meeting some friends in the evening. You put on nice clothes. You get dressed in smart clothes. So I do dress up from time to time, but I'm much more comfortable in shabby clothes. What about you?
Smart. I like smart clothes.
Even around the house?
Well, around the house, I tend to wear clothes that are really comfortable and very old, and ones that I like. But I have to say, I do have them ironed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got that word, haven't we?
And if they have a hole in them, I tend to stitch the hole, So I don't I don't really wear shabby clothes. I might wear older clothes, but I tend to always go for the smart look. That's my style more. I think.
I can't remember the last item of clothing I actually ironed. There's that word in the banner there, to iron your clothes so that there are no creases. Can you see that word there? Creased as an adjective. If your clothes are creased, then
And they
they're
have like
like
wrinkles in
they're
them.
like this, like wrinkles are in your face, but creases are in your clothes. And I just think it's a total waste of time to iron clothes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't like it.
But you see, it's just something I'm used to, and I like to have, and I iron all my clothes. And I know I'm still very old-fashioned like that, but I do, and I like clothes when they look like they. I was going to say when they look like they do in the shops, but in actual fact, now in the shops, often hanging in the shops, they're not ironed. They don't look nice.
Yeah.
They don't look brand new. Sometimes I bring clothes home from the shops and then I have to iron them because they're in such bad they're in such bad situation.
State. Yeah.
Yeah. And
What
then we
else have
have
we got?
formal and an informal clothes. I think that's normal. Casual clothes as opposed to formal clothes. Casual is a little bit more informal. New clothes, obviously. Vintage clothes. Now, that's a style now. So vintage is wearing clothes that actually are quite old, but they have a certain style to them. Ironed clothes, which is what we were talking about, or unironed or creased clothes. And then we have two other adjectives, tailored and shapeless. Now, some clothes are tailored so that they are made to fit the contours of your body. And so they have a shape. Often for women's clothes, they will have a very defined, maybe slightly larger shoulders, smaller waists. They move from the hips and then they go in. So they kind of follow the contours of your body. And also for men too, you can have suits which, go in a little bit at the waist and then come out.
You can also say fitted, can't you?
Fitted as well, you can
Fitted
say
clothes.
too.
And
Fitted
as
clothes.
Lynne often says at the end and the beginning of each live stream, her lessons are tailor made to fit you. So if you need a particular skill in English, she
I'm
will
going to make
tailor
you
fit the English class, not around your body, but around your abilities and your
in your language.
needs in your
That's
language.
true. Do you
Shapeless.
prefer tailored or shapeless clothes?
Shapeless. Yeah.
Shapeless. Well, I have to confess now, I do have to confess, when I was younger, I loved tailored clothes all the time. But as I'm getting older and my body is getting more shapeless, now I'm going into more shapeless clothes.
They're just more comfortable.
And
I
they
just
are
find
more
them more
comfortable. It is
comfortable.
true. It is true.
And there's
that they
nothing
are more
worse than
comfortable.
tight clothes and you can't breathe like I said before, with a tie and a tight shirt with the buttons done up. I prefer baggy, loose fitting clothes. So obviously if there's lots of room in the clothes, if you can move freely, then they're very loose fitting, they're very baggy trousers.
But the
and
thing
baggy
is,
shirts.
if you have clothes that are really well made, then they won't be tight, but they will be tailored. Because a well-tailored fit is not necessarily tight. Tight is when it's too small. Tailored means that it really fits you properly. Really. Yeah.
Ignacio said X, X, X.
X.
I don't think there are enough X's for me. Mine is X, 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 X. My label for my size is this long, Ignacio. There's so many X's in my label. That's my size. Yeah.
Okay.
Drab and colourful are opposites. Colourful is obviously full of colour, like Lynne's blouse. And if it's not very colourful, maybe one colour and not a very attractive colour, then it's drab, which is a way of saying something's quite boring and dull for clothes.
And then stylish clothes, we've used that word a lot today. So if you are a stylish dresser, if you are a stylish dresser, noun, which means a person who dresses. You can be a stylish dresser, an extravagant dresser. You can be a tasteful dresser, one who dresses with lots of taste. Okay, so there may be some new adjectives for you. I am sorry, but we have run out of time, haven't we, to
We
talk more
have.
about
So
the identity part?
we can do that another time. But there has been a lot of vocabulary today.
Yeah.
So if there were quite a few words that you didn't know, go back and re-watch the video, watch it again, make a note of those, any new words, any words you think might be useful for you, that you want to learn, that you want to remember. Make a note, and hopefully that will be useful for you. Before we go, we'll just remind you who you are if this is your first time watching. Do you want to go first, Lynn?
Well, I'm Lynn. My website is putitlikethis.com, and I tailor make the English courses for you. So I find out first of all what your objective is in English, and then because everybody has different objectives, just like in clothes, we all have different shapes of bodies. So so when I find out what your objectives are, then I try to create a course that helps you find your voice in English and be able to accomplish what you want to do in English. If you want details of the courses, then go to putitlikethis.com and you can contact me over the web page there.
And at the moment, I'm focusing on helping you with your speaking, with your fluency over at englishcraig.com. So if you do need some practice speaking and you'd like to work with me and a small group of highly motivated and very, very nice people, of which Priscilla is one, if she's still watching, then go over to englishcraig.com. Contact me over there. You'll see details of the courses. And in July, there will be courses starting on the 3rd and on the 4th of July. If you want to improve your listening, we have a podcast at inglespodcast.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And particularly for Spanish speakers, there's lots of material for you over at mansioningles.com. We'll be back in 2 weeks, right, Lynn?
Yes, we will. Ignacio said, thank you for your nice outfits, which was very kind of you, Ignacio. You're fantastic today and ever. And I'm going to leave everybody with the last word of the day, is that in actual fact, Craig and I, as online teachers, we are top dressers. That means we only dress from this level up. And down below, you've got no idea how we look.
You've seen my socks and
we saw Craig's socks and flip-flops. I'm not going to show you my slippers either. So I'm glad that Ignacio is impressed, because we are top dressers. So sometimes people say now it's a new kind of word that comes into the language. We say, I only top dress now. And it's true, because I'm working from home all the time.
We just have to remember not to stand up. I just have
to top dress. Usually at the bottom, I'm wearing tracksuit bottoms and comfortable clothes. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm sure your slippers are very smart.
They're actually not. You'll die. Shall I show you my slippers? I have to show you my slippers because you showed us ours. I wear Crocs.
Oh, you're a Croc person.
I'm a Croc person. So there you are. I've spoiled the image now, haven't I? You see, I have a smart shirt and I have very ugly slippers. But they're comfortable.
They're comfortable. Crocs are low. I won't have a word said against Crocs. They're very comfortable. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Join us again in 2 weeks. And until then, take care and have a great week.
Yeah,
Bye.
have a nice week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Take care.